Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about today. It's your boy, Marcos Luis. I'm here with
Ashley Elizabeth Green,
That's
y'all.
right, and you already know what it is. It's OneMicNiteTalk, and I want to thank everybody for joining us so far on this episode. I can't even tell you how much this means to us. So we got some grown folk business to talk about here, right? So you already know, if you have questions or you want something to talk about, make sure you follow us on the social media at OneMicNite. Drop us a comment. Make sure you follow and subscribe with OneMicNite Everything. We're here every week and we got grown folk business to handle. So please follow us and subscribe. That's right, right, Ashley? So today the topic we're going to talk about is how to find your calling, and when does your career take a backseat to your living life purpose?
Ooh.
That's a big one, right?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a really big one.
How do you find your calling? I think that's the biggest, thing that people search for in their life. What is your calling?
What is your calling?
What is your calling?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I finally found my calling.
What's your calling, my love?
I think my calling is to bring people together and to bring some inspiration to a situation. Like providing a platform for inspiration. I think that's my calling. Bringing people together.
I love that.
Whether you know what I mean? Whether it's through, the OneMicNite music platform, or as an artist, or me as an artist showing my art and my purpose. But I think my purpose is just bringing people together and talking about it and talking about human connections, actual human connection.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's
kind of deep, right?
Somebody started off this morning with a beautiful prayers.
That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I love that.
What about you?
I feel like I know what my calling is, but I will say this, and I'll backtrack a little bit. I know what my calling is, but I feel like I am not doing my calling yet. You know what I mean? I feel like I am in the steps of the vibrations of falling into it more and more. But I believe my calling is pretty much what you're saying. I believe that I'm here to show that, to bring even the simplest form of like spirituality and let me start over. Let me say this. I believe my calling is, because I am a woman from Baltimore, a small little city town that no one really knows. I believe my calling is just letting people know that whatever you strive for, whatever abuse you go through, whatever trauma you go through, you can make it out as a whole person. And I believe I'm a living testament of that. I believe my calling is just showing up in life and in everybody just seeing that in the lives that I touch.
That's juicy. That's juicy.
Yeah.
So wait, do you feel like that where you come from plays a big role?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I believe, and I never thought about that until I woke up one day, and not even just woke up one day, but when I was getting the divorce and I moved to New York and I didn't know nothing about New York, I was just like, okay, God, I get it. Because it takes a person who comes from a place of there's not a lot of opportunities in certain things, and when you transplant yourself to another place, that takes faith. And also at the end of the day, like those type of calling, like that type of thing is like, it can't be like, it could never work for somebody who lived in already a well-known city to go into another city, because that's not really.
You don't think so? Because what if it's kind of like a darkness to light situation. It's a little bit of like, a transplant to a self-discovery of self.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It probably wouldn't be as clear to someone who's from Los Angeles, right? And who just jumped to New York City. That's not really, I guess what I'm saying is like, I don't believe that's a real big, like, I'm not gonna say it's not a testimony, but I'm saying I think for that person, it won't be as a big a deal when it comes from someone that none of that type of richness that LA and New York has, that doesn't exist in my hometown.
Well, too, hold up, because New York and LA are completely different. Okay, so
they are.
In terms of having a big city, I get it, the lights, the excitement, what you can do, the possibilities. But what if you're coming from a place in Los Angeles that's dark for you personally? Whatever your experience is, say you're coming from a traumatic divorce or a situation where you had a death in your family, onto New York, where you find some sort of peace and solace, a whole different.
Okay, well, let me make it a little bit clear.
Okay, all right.
I'm not talking about situational or circumstances. I'm talking about you come from a place of like, there's no art scene. Like, there's really no art scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about places where it's like, it's not situational, like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to make it somewhere, you gotta leave, you gotta move. You know, that's what I'm saying.
What about those people who are in those small towns who find a way to make their own art, who become, are able to shine? They find something, somehow they discover this new avenue, and all of a sudden, boom, light bulb comes on, and then you become this, the flower, the budding artist, the prolific, person from that experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What about someone like that?
I think that's very rare. I think that's beautiful. I love that. And when that does happen, I think that is so interesting and it's great. But it doesn't happen all the time. Usually they have to leave and then they come back and they get settled there. Like, it'd be like, oh, I'm a screenwriter and I live in Baltimore. But they wasn't always a screenwriter, always living in Baltimore. They had to move. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what I feel my calling is like, I don't believe I believe whoever lives I touch, it's for them. You know what I mean? You have some people like, I will touch the world. I believe that my voice will touch the world, but I believe there's something about like just my testimony and what I've gone through. I believe that is for certain people.
Right.
You know what I mean? I believe like what I went through, it's only for certain people. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe my whole life is for like everybody, because everybody might not resonate with my life. You know what I mean? So do
you feel like it's sharing your experience of what you've gone through in different mediums? Like it's, you're a screenwriter. So as a screenwriter or as an artist, do you feel like that's what the calling is?
I think the calling is, I think that is a calling, but I think that's like a little bit of like, I think that's the avenue of how people will hear my story. You know what I mean? But I think the actual calling is just me living it out and meeting people and them hearing the story. But that, like me just actually doing the work and living in my growth and people hearing that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I believe. Yeah.
So do you think it's necessary for people to have different experiences, and that's how they find their calling?
I think in order to really find your calling, it has to be through some sort of acts of service. And I believe you find your calling when you are working towards your purpose, but living life. I think some people, they be like, how do I get my calling? I think you have to live your life, even if it's mundane as it is sometimes. That's how you find your purpose. And then your calling starts coming. No, don't get me wrong. I believe this is a little bit of my calling. My calling might manifest into something even bigger.
Right.
But I just believe this is where it's at.
Right.
But yeah, I think you just have to find it by living life.
Right. And I think a lot of people find it by first, obviously starting out with what they like, what they think their passion is. And then it may change and take, like you said, whole another avenue and go down. And that's what the calling is. That's what the calling is for you.
Yeah, because just even even us doing this, right? And I love you people that are watching now. Even us doing this, like I never thought to be doing a podcast. You know what I mean? And then when you ask and everything, it's just like that might be like, you know how we think we're going one way, and God might be like, nah. This might be that calling. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like when Oprah thought she was going to be a beautiful, well-known journalist. She is doing journalism, but in a different way.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so that's why I feel like, that's why I'm so open to be like, this is a little bit of my calling that I'm falling to.
You just said the key word. You were open. That's what it is. That's the key word. Yeah. That's it.
You have to be open.
You have to be.
Because what my plan is different from what God or the universe has for me. You know, because I know I'm one of those people, I'm very much like, I know what I like, but I'm always having a blueprint of what I want to do. Right. But I've noticed I'm always open to like, okay, God, like that's what I want to do, but I know you have bigger plans for me.
That's it.
So I'm open for that.
That's
you know,
it.
Because this might be like, I mean, you know, you and I have desires of like,
right,
boom,
right,
and you never know how boom it will get, where you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm on TV touching millions' lives. I even think that will even fall into the purpose of like, it just changed the trajectory of what I've even thinking of what, you know, because sometimes we think so big, and God and the universe be like, oh no, honey, I have a bigger
It's not going that way. Yeah. You're right. You have to be open, and you know, it's first of all, it's already written, but second of all, you have to be open and willing to go down some paths. You know what I mean? Go down some pathways that you probably didn't think you would go down, and there at the end of the road is where it's going to take you. That's exactly where it's going to take you.
Definitely.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I think I love this conversation because I didn't even know I even said the word open. And when you caught it, because it's so true, because being open, I have found myself in so many beautiful positions in life that I would never even dream of.
Exactly.
And meeting so many beautiful people at that.
Right. And you can't fight it. The key is don't fight it. I mean, I have friends who, you know, keep bumping up their heads against walls. Seems like the world is falling down around them. You know what I mean? Like, keep going, but you got to keep going. Be open to the possibility of something else. Be open to the possibility of your life changing tomorrow. And, you know, there's so many obstacles that come in our way. And what we want to do is, like we said, it's not necessarily what the universe or God wants us to do.
Yes.
You have to be open to the change.
But I believe, like, the people who bump their heads, you gotta let go of control. You got to like I'm a big person, like, plan it. I plan. Mm-hmm. I plan it, but then I let it go. You know what I mean? And I think just have to let it go. It's just like one of those things, if you want to manifest, right? To see fruition of what you want to manifest. You think about it, you envision it, and then you let it go, and you just see where it's gonna happen. I think we try so hard to be like, this is the direction I want to go to, and it might be something way different, or you never even know how you're gonna get to where you need to go. Right. I think we get so planted in the seed of this is how it's gonna come. You don't know how it's gonna come. Just wait and live your life. Right. You know?
Which is funny because a lot of times we see these, you know, these shows where they're the master class from all these people who have made it. Like, you see the master class with Will Smith, you see the master class with, you know, Morgan Freeman, or all these people, Ava DuVernay, all these people who have made it. And that's their journey. That's their journey of where, how they got to where they are. We can't always model our lives after things of other people or the way we think it's going to happen. Our journey is completely unique and completely different. And we have to be open to let it go. I never thought, let me tell you something. 2006, when I did this open mic in a restaurant with one woman with a guitar, I never thought today in 2021, I would be sitting here on a podcast with the same name.
That is beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
So you have to be open. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be open to those things.
And I think, like you said, you can't model after so many people. I think they can give you a little bit of direction of like, I never thought about that. But also, I think that just use people's stories to really inspire you. Don't be scared. Just use inspiration. Like when you're not feeling good, use that as inspiration. But don't try to do what they're doing. Everybody has their own journey of what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
You know, what you could do is like for me, right? Like people be like, this is so easy for you to do because you do like talking, but people have to understand, like, just because you like talking, you don't know what avenue, or sometimes you don't even know if like, it's okay if you like talking, but you don't know who wants to listen, you know? Like, so sometimes you have to be like, okay, God, people say my gift is talking, but how can that show up in the world? You know, and then you see how it manifests.
Right. Exactly.
You know, because I'm a big person on communication. That's why I love writing. That's why I fell into writing. Then I fell into script writing. And that's why I was like, this makes sense. Podcasting, it makes sense. You know, so yeah, you just gotta be open to.
Right. So let me ask you, if you're in a relationship or you're dating a person, where does that person fit in your life when you're on the course to your life purpose or to your dream? Does that person take a front seat, back seat, on the side, down below? They hanging on for dear life? You know what I mean? Like what happens?
I really hope that person becomes a passenger. I hope that they help navigate. They want to help navigate the journey.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the GPS, the blueprints, it's right there on the dashboard. Now I might be driving for a couple hours. And when I get a little bit restless, or I'm a little tired, I need a little break, you know, hungry or whatever, they come, switch roles, and they drive.
We might have to pull over to the side, get a little gas.
Yeah, get a
recharge.
Little gas. Because the scenery, it will always change. It'll be a desert, boring, same stuff, mundane.
Come on.
Or it can be beautiful things. Look at those flowers, look at those buildings. But at the end of the day, right, that scenery, right, it all could be distractions. Mundane and beautiful things are distractions. Because like you know, sunrises and sunsets are both beautiful, but they both look different sometimes.
Boom.
You know what I mean? So in the car, it's where the atmosphere, it gets tricky. Because in the car, you have to pay attention on what's happening in the car with you and your partner. So if I'm a driver, he's a passenger, or vice versa. What music are we listening to? What conversations are we listening to? Absolutely. Are we nourishing each other while we're on this journey driving?
Right.
You know, so that's what I would say. But I will say this, and I know I'm just gonna put this tidbit in it. Just because your partner doesn't understand your journey or your vision, that is not for them. It was not a conference call. God or the universe did not give that to a conference call. All your partner, or whoever that person is to you, they just need to support you in any way possible.
That's right. They need to be along on the journey. I have to agree. I can't agree with you more. I'm the same way. Whoever I'm with has to be sitting on the passenger side with me. I don't want them in the back seat. I don't want them in the front seat. We got to be doing this together. We're taking a journey together. You're absolutely right. The scenery will change. We're listening to the music. The atmosphere is right here. We may have to pull over for some gas. You know, the course may not always be, you know, we have to recharge ourselves, recharge our relationship, recharge a lot of things. You know, the navigation system might not even be working. We might go off course a little bit, but we got to get back on track. We got to get back on track. And, you know, at some point in the road, we may venture apart, but we got to know we're going to meet right back here. We got to set the destination.
Sorry, I had to
meet.
Put the charger in. Some ghetto.
But you
I know y'all guys don't mind.
We're all on this. We're all on the same journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to be on the same journey with the person you're with. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work at all. Like you have to do that. But I think sometimes, and I feel like we're about to dive into a whole different conversation, but we're gonna go there anyway. Okay. But I think sometimes we put too much stress and emphasis on our partner being everything for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like your partner is not your business partner unless they legally are your business partner, you know.
Right.
But I feel like let them just support you in any way they know how. You know, they might not like, my partner might not like writing at all, might not like the arts, but he respects it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if that partner, I mean, I have to eat. I have to. So what happens? My partner doesn't understand that, he's not involved in that. But what happens when I finish writing? He has a meal for me. You know what I mean? Like, let your partner step in with their own gifts to help you. You know, stop like, I think sometimes we're like, this is how I need my needs met. And sometimes it's like, if you be more open, like we've been saying, your needs get met in a different way.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And like you said, they may not know about your business. They may not know about screenwriting. They may not know about acting.
Not a dang
Check
thing.
it out though. I might need them to show up for the red carpet with me. That helps me. Maybe I'm nervous to be on the red carpet.
I'm nervous.
You know what I mean? Or
just being there, and then just my journey of crying, getting rejections, getting yeses, getting no's, and them just being there, like you said. And then they finally go to the red carpet when we all get to see like the beautifulness of like it come to fruition of like, oh, this is
the fruits of the labor.
And for a little bit of validation. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's what we all need. We're all looking for validation.
We are, even if it's. I think people need. I mean, we all need validation. I mean, like, how do I know? I mean, because I let people be like, well, I don't need that. I'm like, yeah, you do at some point. You do need that. You do. That's why we do what we do, because we want people to receive what we're doing. Like, in order to do that, we need that.
Because I feel like I have a message and I want people to receive it. So say like I go on stage and I'm giving a speech. As soon as I come off and, you're standing there as my friend afterwards, I'll say, how was that? I need you to say, that was good. You did a great job. Yeah, that was awesome. Exactly. Yeah. Because I need that validation. And that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for validation and nourishment for our souls.
Oh, definitely. And I think the more really you get on what you need, the more really you will even get a supporting partner.
Right.
You know, like, I know for me, I need a partner who's like, has a more ego to me, who's like, girl, you are the shit. Like, who cares about that? No, you know what I mean? Like, I need a partner who's just like, you're a boss.
Right, yeah.
I need my partner to uplift me. I can't be because I noticed in a lot of my relationships, it's always been one-sided. Where, I mean, they do the best they can, but it's never been a partner as much as I give, because I'm all about like, what I give out, I shall receive back, and what I give myself and what I speak to myself, I shall receive back. So I just started getting more real on like what type of partner I'm even looking for.
Yeah.
You know, like, I need someone who has like, yo, you got the goods.
That's
know?
Yeah.
And even if you don't, like I said, even like we said, even if you don't know what I do or you're not interested in it, at least you're very supportive and like, you're good at what you do. I might not read your stuff or whatever, but like, I see your discipline in it. You know what I mean? They see me go to work typing.
Right.
They see the work that I put in,
Right. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, listen, we had a mouthful today. I know we gotta go.
So quick. Done
it was
already?
quick, I know. And I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Please make sure, put some comments down there. Send us some topics you want to talk about. We're here for you. This is OneMicNite. Make sure you go to the website. Follow us on all the social medias. You can find me at Marcos Luis, MarcosLuis. Where can they find you?
And me at Ashley Elizabeth Green. Send me a DM. Tell me what you like. I always answer my DMs.
That's right. And you can find the show at OneMicNite. OneMicNite is spelled OneMicNite. Follow us, subscribe, click the bell at the top. This podcast is also available on YouTube. Make sure you go to the YouTube and write down some comments for us. We will be going live soon, so we want you guys all to come along with us because we want to bring this big for you. Thank you for joining us for this episode. We will see you again soon. Check it out. This is OneMicNiteTalk with Marcos Luis and Ashley Elizabeth Green. We out.